Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. This week on the old Magic Roundabout, we've got a Dinky Toys Monteverdi or Monteverdi by Dinky Toys. I'll show you the base in a minute and you can pronounce it whichever way you want it. And correct me because I'll be wrong. I always am when with my pronunciation. Anyway, I'd like to welcome all the new friends of the channel. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much. Much appreciated you. And I'd like to welcome back all my regular friends of the channel. Thanks for all your comments. Much appreciated. There you go. Right, let's get this off the Magic, get it on a bench and have a bloody good look at it. Alrighty then, here we go. Right, let's have a look. Look at the lumps and bumps all over this thing. Look at it. I'm sure it weighs more now than it did before. As you can see, got a broken door frame there. It should be like this. Okay, now a lot of these you'll see come up on eBay or for sale somewhere else, and they look a bit like this. And it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. You think, well, you know, that's okay, I'll go for that. But this one didn't have any door cards in it for a start off. Because, and it doesn't look, you know, I mean, you think you took that distance, oh, that's all right. You don't mind, but then you realise that it should have door frame on it. And that's where the interior, this door card, the plastic, this is plastic by the way, is joined to that door card. So what we've got to try and do, if we're going to try and bridge that gap with something, my intention is to cut that off there, just sand that down there slightly, and then bridge that gap with a piece of plastic. Not sure how it's going to work out yet, because it's not too bad. But luckily, these door cards should come off with the frame, so they don't have to go anywhere near paint strip or anything like that, because I think they'll just disintegrate. Now this one has got the steering wheel in it, I think. Yep. No steering wheel in this one, and one of the seat backs is missing. So that's why I've got a donor. This donor came without window frame, door frames, or cards, but it got the steering wheel. It's got a good base, good clean base and clean wheels on it, so that's always handy. And it came with both seat backs. Okay, so we're going to make one out of two. So I thought we'd do this one because this is more, excuse me, chairs miles away from my desk. This is more interesting. Right, so get it apart. It's a Dinky screw. This one's all loose, so I imagine it's been apart before. And I don't know if it will tighten up anymore. Yeah, it will. Yeah, so it's been apart. So, obviously, we've got our tub next to the boys, next to Stanley and the Smurf. That's the screw. Get that out first, and then we'll have a look. Lift off the base. It looks like it hooks off the back. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Now these, I'm not a fan of these axles, to be honest with you. Very similar to the Zephyr, and very similar to the Capri. I haven't got the Capri, but I did see someone was talking about one on the Facebook page, saying that their axles were bent. They are very weak. You can pull them out. And they've got the little plastic spinning hub inside there. They can pull them out, but if you try and pull them out, sometimes you'll bend them. So what I'm going to do is take the tires off and leave these axles in, okay, and leave the wheels on. I'm going to polish the base up because it's not too bad, and get rid of that bit of paint because they are weak. It's not a very good design. I don't, you know, I mean, look at that. You know, it's a bit of rubbish design. It's a shame really because it's a good car. But there you go. So we'll clean that up, take the tyres off. You even got to be careful taking the tyres off, because you can bend the hub taking the tyres off if you're not careful. You can bend the axle if you're not careful. So you need to support your finger underneath there while you take this side of the tyre off to save any extra strain on the wheel hub. Because no doubt anybody who's done one of these will know that they are very weak. Okay, that seems to have survived. So we'll give that a wire brush and go over it with the multi-tool. It's got dual headlights in the front, which, if you notice here, there's no holes to push them out. Okay, so we're going to try and dig them out. We'll do that in a minute. Let's get rid of just get this out of the way first. Right, as you can see, it was a metallic red one. The bonnet is just swinging there, and the engine is loose, so you can pull the engine out. There's your engine. There. Okay. Then your bonnet just sits in there like that. Just sits in them two pieces like that. Swings about. So that's that. And the boot is the same. That just sits on the back and swings around like that. Interior, I'm not sure we have to have the doors open for this one. It looks like you might have to have the doors open to get this out. Might be a little bit easier. Then try and get this interior out from the back. Just pull it out from the back. As you can see, there's a seat back missing and no steering wheel. So that wants washing. The windscreen is not riveted in, it's just pushed in. It's got that triangular piece in there. You see that? Look. Okay, so that's quite nifty because that pushes over that round thing and just catches it enough. Right, doors. Now, if you really want to, you can drill these rivets out or file them flat and pull that plate off. Okay, and take your doors out. I wouldn't suggest trying to pull that up because you'll bend it and then you'll never get it straight again. So what I'm going to do here is more than likely leave the doors on. I'll just put a wedge in there. Excuse me. I'll just put a wedge in there, just there. Piece, probably a bit of blue tack or something, just to hold that in, hold that out while I paint it and it dries. So we come to the door cards. Now this might be tricky. Try and get these door cards out without too much damage. Hopefully they'll survive. So just get, there's a lot of paint on there. Try and get something in there to get it out. I might have to run a knife along there. Might run a knife along here. It's got a lot of paint on. There you go. That's getting it. Look. Just run the knife along the edge there just to get a bit going on. That's your door card out. Okay. Obviously these will not be going in the caustic soda or the paint stripper. I might put them in the oven cleaner. That shouldn't do it any damage. That's fairly strong, that window. Same with the other side. Just run my knife along the bottom edge there, just to break the paint seal. This one is coming. Don't lay it down like that because you'll bend what's left of your frame if you've got one. I don't know if you can buy spare door cards with frames. I don't know. I haven't researched that yet. Maybe somebody could tell me in the comments whether you can or not. I would suggest if anybody's going to do it, be Model Supplies. As you can see, this one, that's sitting up too far. Okay. It's pretty much there. It's just a matter of bridging that gap now. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll have a look at that later. Right, so there we go. That's it. So no, I'm not taking the doors off like I said before. I should just wedge something in there, because you know it's going to be tricky getting these. Yeah, you can file them flat and they pull the pin off, but then you're going to have to glue that back down again on there, and you could lose some of the integrity out of that if you don't get them right. Okay, so paint stripping time. Don't know what this is going to come off like, but I'll set the camera up and we'll see. It looks like white enamel, or it might be household gloss. I don't know, but it's certainly, there's a lot of paint on there. But we will see. Who dares wins. Onwards and upwards and all that malarkey. Right then, here we go. Just waiting for the kettle to click off, and then we're good to go. Parts are in there. Here we go. Kettle's on. Expands on. Hot water's going in. Just covered that. Just put a bit in the soaking tray. Rinsing tray. There we go. Right, in with the caustic now. See what happens. There we go. I know that might not be enough. It might not be enough. It's bubbling, it's fizzing. Put a little sprinkling on a bit more. It's very milky. It's like boiled milk. Right. Okie dokie. Let's have a look. Just a first look to see what's happening. Oh. Well, the white has come off, but the metallic paint underneath, as I suspected, Mr. Holmes, Sherlock, is on. So the white paint has been removed quite easily, but the metallic red underneath is stopping on. So what we're going to do, I'm going to leave that in there. While it's still hot, I'm going to chuck a bit more fizz in. In fact, I'm going to finish it off. There's only a little bit in there. There's nothing in there what to do any harm. It won't hurt to sit in there for a minute or two. And we'll leave it in there. So have a look at the boot. Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah. That's perfect. Look, I bet that paint's pretty much perfect underneath there. Yeah. Just give it a little white or something. Yeah, there you go. Still intact. I'll leave it in there now. Soften it up. It looks like I'm going to have to wire brush it. If not, it's going to have to go in the stripping gel. So I'll catch you in a bit. Alright. Alright. Excuse me. Tea went down the wrong way. Here we go then. All cleaned up. I had to do a bit of work on the door. On both doors actually. Just there. casting was very rough, so I smoothed it out best I can, both sides. Got the blue tack in, holding the doors open, just enough so I can get spray paint in there, both sides. So yeah, and I've put, you can see some holes in the top there. Put the super glue in there. Sand it. I'm not touching it with fingers because I've just put methylated spirits on this. So that's ready for primer, which is now over there waiting to be warmed up. Got the bonnet done. And the boot down here. There we go. And the boot. Now what I've done with the base, I've polished the base up best I can with it. It's difficult to polish it up because it's got so many bits and pieces in there. I've cleaned the wheels up. As you can probably see, I've cleaned them up. They come out quite nice. Now, I didn't take the dual headlights out of this one. I took them out of the other one. I took them out of this one so I can use them as spares. Alright? And not only that, it's only had 3 in, so there's no point keeping them in. I took it out in case they fall out and I lose them over a period of time. So because it's going to give bare metal finish on here, this is the front bumper and the grille. It might as well go bare metal on there, and the back bumper. It's all bare metal. So I've cleaned and polished it up best I can. Okay. So there we go. So that's done. Be very careful with the hubs. They're still straight. And they spin quite fast. So that's where we are with that one. Now I managed to get the doors cleaned. I will show you, I'm going to put in the oven cleaner. And they were actually clear. Look at that. Once the silver paint has come off, they're actually clear. And if you notice, there's a little lump. Where is it? Yeah, there. Just see it. There's a little lump. Just there. That's the, funny enough, that's the goes in the door handle. I didn't realise that until I was cleaning it. I thought, hello, what's missing? And I realised it's on there. So, that's pretty cool. So they come out clear. They're clear plastic. So that's one. And this is the other one. It's still kept in one piece. I'm holding on tight to this bit. Okay. So that's where we are at the minute. So now I'm going to give it a coat of primer and some paint. I'm using the grey primer. Then I'm going to go with a Ford Tango Red Metallic. But I'm going to put some gold down first. Put a bit of gold down first, just to bring out the metallic in the red. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Right. I'm working on the door. Bridging the gap. Don't know if you can see. I might be able to see if I put that there. Yeah, bridging the gap. There you go. I used the PLA plastic from my 3D pen. I found that's the only thing, because I need to put a curve in this. As you can see, it's got a slight curve in it. What fits the, like the other one. It's got a slight curve in it. And I had a job getting it. It was a pain to do. It took me several attempts and 2 or 3 different pieces to do it. This is what I used. It's quite stiff, but I warmed it up with a lighter and got it to the bend that I wanted, and then super glued and baking powdered it on. And then when it dried, I sanded it all off. And yeah, it took a while. There's a lot of fiddling about, but I think we're about right. And I'm using my spare body to test fit it, and I think, yeah, that's as near enough that you're going to get it, I think. And it sits in there pretty good. I don't think I'm going to get any better than that. I'm using a spare body because the other one's in paint at the minute, and it's drying off. So that's what I did. That's how I did that. I used a bit of PLA off my 3D pen. I did try ordinary sprue. I haven't got any of that evergreen stuff that what comes in different sizes, squares and angles and stuff. I haven't got any of that. I need to get some though, if I'm going to do some more repair work. So yeah, It's not £2. It's got to now paint it. I did paint it silver first after I did it, just to see if there's any really bad patches. This is a bit skinny here, but I'm not replacing that. I'm going to try and leave that in there. That's the original. But yeah, there you go. Job done. So now I'm going to spray that again silver. I'm going to put, I painted the engine black, because engines are black, aren't they, really, not silver. I might put a dry brush of silver over this, just dry brush it, just to bring out 1 or 2 bits in it. And then we're ready for assembly. Let's see where we're up to then, shall we? Give the engine a bit of a dry brush. Not too much. I painted the steering wheel black because the ones that I've seen originals had black in them on the black steering wheel. I've done that. I put the wing mirror on, the little racing mirror. That is because it didn't have one on it. I got it from this little thing here. I buy these from the cheap shop. They've got a good set of wheels on them. The rubber tyres, and they've got a light bar across the top. And these are handy because they're racing mirrors. They're spotlights really, but they're racing. They're good for like these racing mirrors for these cars. What I'm missing, I've got 2 or 3 which are missing, E-types and some of the other racing cars. So they're only about a couple of quid for one of them. Right, detailing. I've gone ahead and done the detailing on this. Got the bonnet badge, little side indicators. Put a black wash in there. Put a black wash in there. There's a little indicator on the back there. And the orange and red tail lights there and there. I put a number plate on the back. I haven't got, I was trying to save the original yellow one, but nah, it got destroyed. So, and I haven't got a facility to make any more. So there again, side repeaters, black in the grille and black in the vents there. So that's that. And obviously the dual headlights, got number plate in the front. Got the lights, indicators down there, a bit of a black wash in the grille there. Like I said, I've left this bare metal, just polished it up best I can. Okay. These wheels are a bit rubbish on here. Like I said, I'm not a fan of these. I've been trying to straighten them out, but they're not great. So they're okay when you're sitting on its all fours. Right, so we are now, I've got to be very careful of this wing mirror though. Be very careful of that. And the doors are all done, like I said. That's the one I repaired. That one. So there you go. So I'll get the cloth out and we'll get it assembled. Okay, it's that time again. It's assembly time. Right, here we go. Let's get this right. You've got to handle it very carefully, as you do. Get the glass in. Pop the glass in. That should just push over there. Like so. And then we can stick the boot in. Stick the boot in, lad. Now let's put the bonnet on. So it hooks on there, like so, and then you need to hold it shut, like so, and slip your engine in. Like that. Okay, and then let that dangle. Stick your boot in. Then your interior. Come on, what's going on? Stick your interior in. Close your doors up. That's in, that's in. I need to hold that differently now. Hook that in the back. Get your screw. That's that, that's that, that's that. Put this door card in. Already put the other side in, so we're just going to put this one in. Push it in nice and tight. There you go. There we are, finished. I was going to get a cocktail stick to do this, as I don't want to damage the paint. Here's your bonnet with the engine painted. There's your boot open. There's your doors open. There you go. It's all done. And she's a roller. So let's get on the magic and see how we look. This is what we started with. Severely overpainted with thick paint. A few bits and pieces missing off this. Broken door frame, as you can see, coming round. So this is what we started with. Now, have a look, see how it all ended up. Have a look at this. Here we are then. Here we are then, on the magic. Now, doesn't that look a difference in that old tatty white thing? Eh? God dear. It's all got a blend going on now. All the lights painted in. Fresh coat of paint, Tango red, metallic, over a gold base. The door repaired. The wheels straightened the best I can. New wing mirror put on. Engine detailed up. Front grille blacked out. We've got the dual headlights going on. Can't see them very well in this light. But yeah, got the dual headlights going on. There we have it. Very nice. Nice clean interior. See the gold flecking in there. It's slightly lighter than the original, but it's the nearest I can get it. With a rattle can. Well, okay. I'm going to do an outside shot, because it's not too bright sunshine. So look out for the outside shots. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Look forward to your comments on this one. And enjoy your weekend coming up. So thanks very much again for watching. And I'll see you next week. It's the end of the month again. That'll soon come round, doesn't it? Okay, we'll see you at the purchases and donations video, end of the month. Which will be the following Wednesday. Bye for now. Look forward to the outside shots.